Hey, welcome to The Book and His Boss. I'm Pat Caputo, sports columnist for the Oakland Press. This is Jeff Kuehn. He's the sports editor of the Oakland Press. He's the boss. So if you got any problems with the paper, call him and not me. These are my students. This is the Oakland University Journalism 314 class, sports writing. And I'm sure to get a lot more hits on YouTube this week, because I'm sure they'll be looking to see whether they're in there. I'm teaching them how to write game stories today. We're having a lot of fun in here today. And Jeff and Jim decided to come by. Of course, the real American Idol, Jim Martinez. And
this is a bad thing, though. People are actually going to think you are a nice guy now. You know, he's teaching college and everything. Everybody has this opinion of the Millen hater and this U of M hater. And
well, let me ask you all, after critiquing your game stories today, was I such a nice guy? I don't think they think that.
Okay. All right.
I had somebody say, be gentle on me. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to teach them. No, but great kids. One of the things you learn from teaching is just, everybody says, oh, the youth today. The youth today is great, and it's an honor. I feel privileged and grateful to get to teach fine people like the ones I'm teaching here at Oakland University, and particularly in this class. But the Lions, Matt Millen came out today and said, stay the course, that they practice well, and people saw that at training camp. And, it'll show up eventually in the games. And I don't know about this, or you, Jeff, but I'm getting a little tired of some of the rhetoric from the Lions. I mean, win.
I don't want to talk politics here, but it sounded something like the fundamentals of our are solid and on strong ground. Man,
how I use that on the radio tonight? That's a good line.
I'm the one that said 9-7, so who am I, But man, I mean, you try to want to believe this is the Lions, it's the team you grew up with, but why only Detroit? How come other towns have figured it out in the course of the last 50 years and this town can't? It's got to be something to do with Millen. You've asked, can you ask him again?
Well, I asked, I've had Matt Millen, I've asked him questions, and then, I had it become cause celeb, so to speak. I'm just doing my job, that whole thing with Rod Marinelli. So I was just asking him a question that I thought every fan that watched the game, or most of them, was thinking. And I asked him the question. He didn't react to it very well. And, I wasn't trying to create a scene. I just stood my ground, which every journalist probably should do in that situation. And,
in case you missed it, in case people didn't see it, old Rob Marinelli went after Pat on a press conference this week, and all Pat was asking him was, do you have a timetable for winning?
Yeah, at what point do you expect, especially when it's in his third year? If it was just his third game, then it might be an unfair question. But I don't think it is in the third year, especially after they blew a lead with 5:41 left and lost by 23 points. It was a completely unique game and a completely unique situation. But it's not looking good for them. Mike Martz, the mad scientist, coming up this week, he's got a little something for him.
So best case scenario, would you like to see them go out to San Francisco and get 56 hung on them? Or would you like to see the Lions go out there and make fine showing?
Well, I think the ideal situation for everybody in this town would be to have a season not over before it starts. I think most of their fans, I could care less myself, but I think their fans are hopeful that they can get a season. And if they do win on Sunday, they're back in it. Minnesota is starting Gus Frerotte. The Bears lost unexpectedly and blew a lead to Carolina. So there's a couple teams in their division that don't look like they're very good. And if the Lions win on Sunday, they're back in the game. If they lose, going into that bye week is a lot of devastation. So to me, this is an absolutely huge game for them, a real litmus test game.
But you have to also consider if they win this, then that prolongs, gives Millen more time, gives Marinelli more time. Is that the direction this town needs to go to fix what's wrong here?
Well, I think there's a point you're making, is that the sooner they get this over, the better. I think that's the point you're trying to make, and that losing may be actually winning for Lions fans. I suppose that's a fair point, given that Millen has a 31-83 record and Marinelli's 10-24. They haven't been successful. And John Kidna is kind of the third head of that, trilogy. Is 10-24 as a starter. I would say Ford is, or Millen is to Ford what Kidna is to Marinelli. They put all his faith in him, and they keep losing. Michigan State, speaking of going to college game for a little bit, They're 9-point favorites against Notre Dame. What does that say about Michigan? Michigan got blown out by them, and Michigan State's a 9-point favorite against them. What's going on here? Is the gap closed?
That says that Notre Dame's not very good. Let's keep the topic there. Michigan lost that game last week because they couldn't hang on to the ball. I mean, I saw nothing in Notre Dame that would indicate to me that Notre Dame's going to go into Spartan Stadium and beat Michigan State when Michigan State can easily run the ball, just as Michigan did on them. So, I don't know. It's kind of good to be a Sparty fan these days.
Yeah, but they haven't been that impressive. I mean, they gave the ball to Javon Renger on every play, and they only beat Florida Atlantic by 17. They haven't been overly impressive.
But the good thing
far.
about that, though, is Notre Dame knows what's coming, and Michigan State says we're going to run the ball on you, and then go out and do it after you've said it. That's pretty good football.
Well, I think that's going to be a heck of a game. For some reason, Michigan State does have Notre Dame's number, except for that game a couple years ago where they blew the lead. We'll see how it all works out, but a very important game for Michigan State to try to get themselves established, because Notre Dame may not be that good, but they're the first real name opponent that they're playing, and I think that would provide them an impetus that they need going into the conference season shortly thereafter. But anyway, enjoyed doing it today. Thanks to the class. Great job on your game stories today. And they're getting to cover a volleyball game at Oakland pretty soon. They were real excited about that, especially when they got to go in there on Friday night, those students. But, hey, that's what it is, right, Jeff? I don't get to pick when the Tigers play. You know how many Friday nights I've had to work? Saturday nights? Tuesday nights? How about when you send me to Iowa that time?
Oh, it's always Iowa.
How about that road trip to Cleveland? Thanks a lot for that. That was a lot of fun.
That's why they call them the book.
There you go. But anyway, we'll see you next week. Don't forget to check out our blogs at micentral.com and at the oaklandpress.com and miprepzone.com, where our prep coverage is second to none on the internet. Till next week, he's Jeff Kuehn. I'm Pat Caputo. We'll see you.